What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Devil's Reign issue number 4. If you haven't been keeping up with Devil's Reign, Daredevil, or any of the tie-ins, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with this event. And this issue is going to be taking us 2 weeks into Mayor Fisk's new law that he recently enacted, ensuring that there is no more vigilantes or masked individuals. And so while all of our heroes are trying to find a way around this, trying to bring Mayor Fisk down, with Luke Cage out there running against him for office, we have Doc Ock out there trying to use the Fantastic Four lab for his own devices, using this to travel the multiverse, finding other variants of himself. He has much bigger plans than anything Mayor Fisk could ever comprehend. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so diving into issue number 4, we are picking up 2 weeks into this law enacted against all of our vigilantes. Not only that, we are seeing what they call security drones going around and policing, making sure that nobody is wearing any kind of mask. Making sure that there are no superheroes, there are no criminals. They are taking down everyone who is a threat in this city. And after seeing these drones, it actually reminds me of Batman's future state. And Daredevil, he questions all of this, because the truth of the matter is he is the man without fear. And if Mayor Fisk thinks he is going to put people into fear, into hiding, and scare them, he's got another thing coming when it comes to Daredevil. And so picking up with Mayor Fisk, he is currently having a conversation with Doc Ock. Mayor Fisk, he really wants to know why Dr. Octavius, with his newfound variants and so on and so forth, hasn't come to try to take the crown. And he lets Mayor Fisk know that you've always been obsessed with power, and I am more than happy to let you sit in your little seat and have your little fun. But what he is doing, he thinks he is making the world a better place, that he is making it a safer place. But the real reason that Dr. Octavius is here is because he is letting Kingpin know that crime is at an all-time low. And because of this, his son, Butch, has been arrested because Dr. Octavius, he isn't giving his son any kind of leeway. If Butch is running for Kingpin of this city, he is part of the problem as well. Now that's where we pick up with Daredevil going to visit Foggy, because Foggy had recently gotten jumped, beating him to a bloody pulp. He is sitting in the hospital and he's been recovering for quite some time now. But with him in much better shape, Matt Murdock, he's really feeling the guilt of having one of his friends hurt in all of this craziness. Now, of course, Foggy lets him know that he signed up to do this, everything he does, to help the people of this city. And so he doesn't want to hear how Daredevil is sorry for him, because he knew what he was signing up for. He knew exactly what could happen. And with someone coming down the hall, this is where we see Mike, trying to keep up the persona of Matt Murdock, coming to visit his quote-unquote friend Foggy in the hospital. But Daredevil lets him know that it's time that you stop all this. I saw you with Butch, I don't know what you're into, but you're no good. Now Mike tries to tell him that I wanted to talk to you about that, but Matt won't hear him out, saying that you're no good, you need to get away from here, go back to whatever rock you crawled out from. And with Mike walking off, we have the arrival of Kristen, and they have a brief conversation, but the gist of what we're getting is that Daredevil, he might be accepting that the only way to solve this problem is to kill Mayor Fisk. And that's what's going to take us to Mayor Fisk himself, currently sitting around with his deputized Thunderbolts. He is sending them out on a mission to look for the children, to look for the Purple Man's children. And when US Agent goes to question this job, because US Agent, he is all about taking down bad guys and doing what is right. Though his mentality may be a little bit twisted up on that, he has to question, why are we going after children? Mayor Fisk, using his cane, his little power of persuasion, he tells US Agent that you will do what you are told. And that persuasion, it works on him. With him saying, yes sir, we see the Thunderbolts, they head out into the city looking for the kids. Meanwhile, back at the prison, we have Mr. Fantastic, we have Sue Storm, Moon Knight, and Tony Stark. They have all made a jailbreak. And that's because Reed Richards, he literally created these power dampening collars and he put in failsafes just in case a situation like this ever arose. And so finally, taking their time, waiting for the perfect opportunity, they make their jailbreak. And on the other side of town, we have Mayor Fisk freeing his son from prison, bailing him out and letting him released. We see Mayor Fisk, he really is trying to have some kind of relationship with Butch. But at this point, Butch wants nothing to do with him. Butch knowing exactly why his mother had kept him away for all of these years, knowing exactly the person that Kingpin is. But moreover, Butch is sickened by his father. He is a man that sits here and likes to play like he has power. But the truth of the matter is, if it wasn't for Dr. Octavius, none of this would be possible. And so as Butch sees it, Mayor Fisk is under the thumb of Doc Ock, which makes him nothing more than a puppet. And we see him spit in the face of Mayor Fisk. And you just got to imagine the restraint that Wilson Fisk is holding back, because he could literally just pummel Butch to an absolute dirt. But he is holding back. He is restraining himself. The question is, how long is he willing to continuously take this abuse from his son before he makes him fall in line? Now that's where we pick up with the champions. We have Ironheart, Miss Marvel, and a few other of our individuals going up against Rhino. But Rhino, he is not here to fight, or at least that is what he is trying to tell them, with the champions not believing him, with the champions getting the upper hand, that is until the swarm of drones, they start hovering right above them. Rhino quickly starts passing out the Thunderbolt badges, telling all of the champions that they need to put them on, and they need to put them on right now. Putting them on, the drones, they fly right past them. And Rhino lets them know that I've been trying to tell you guys, I am not here to fight you. And these drones, they are programmed to ignore anybody who has this badge on. But I'm here to let you know that Mayor Fisk, he has us going after some kids. Now Rhino, he is all about trying to do what is right, at least these days. He is trying to go on the straight and narrow. And an opportunity to wear a badge and stop crime, he couldn't pass that up. But after Mayor Fisk had given them this new mission on taking down innocent children, that's something that he had to inform some legitimate heroes about and have them help him stop it. And so our Spider-Man headed back and letting them know, letting Captain America, She-Hulk, and all of our other heroes that are currently bunkered down, that Wilson Fisk is targeting the children of the Purple Man. Now at this point, this is where we see Jessica Jones. She is just done. They have been in hiding for all of this time, not able to do anything, not able to help anyone, and now Mayor Fisk is targeting children. And so with her finally hitting her breaking point, she says that she is going after anybody who is going after those children, that anyone is allowed to tag along, but if they stand in her way, she will punch a hole right through them. And so picking up a little bit later on that evening, we have Mayor Fisk, and he is sitting down with Typhoid Mary. And Wilson Fisk, he really is asking himself, why can he not stop holding on to things that cause him so much pain? His hatred, his position, consumed by power and revenge. He knows who he is. He is very self-aware of the person that he has become. But he also has Mary, something that gives him some kind of peace in this world. But the issue is, Mary, she misses some of her memories. Not being able to remember time they had spent together, this is something that Fisk just wished that she could remember. Remembering the great time that they have had together. Those romantic and intimate moments that just simply can't be replaced. And with him having his cane in his hand, saying that I wish you could remember, in an instant, we see Mary remember all of those forgotten memories. And this is something that Wilson Fisk, he had no idea that the cane was even capable of doing. But recognizing the capability of what it can do, he tells Mary that he needs to go get some air. Headed up to the rooftop, he walks out into the pouring rain. Going out there and dropping down to his knees, he grabs hold of his cane. Looking at that purple diamond, he says, "Remember." And this is where Wilson Fisk, he remembers what was taken from him. He remembers the name. He knows who Daredevil is. And whispering under his breath, he says, "Matt Murdock." And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Wilson Fisk finally remembers Daredevil's name. This is the whole reason that any of this was even started to begin with him being driven mad, knowing that he had once known the identity of Daredevil, knowing that someone took his memory from him. He enacted all of this just so he could get at Daredevil. And now, knowing his name, Wilson Fisk is going to attack everything and everybody that has ever been attached to that name. Wilson Fisk is going to bring the entire city down on top of Matt Murdock. And so it is very likely that we are going to be seeing a city that is an all-out war in the next coming issues. All in all, I have to say this whole storyline has been a lot of fun. This issue, more than anything, is really driving this plot forward. Now, we got a handful of tie-ins left to cover, and we still have 2 more issues left in this series. And I think of all the storylines that we have seen from Marvel Comics in the last couple of years, this one I think is my most favorite when it comes to its pacing. They are doing a really good job of making these stories not necessarily fillers, but giving us just enough information, making it entertaining enough, throwing in those fights, throwing in those personal moments. This is probably one of the best stories coming from Chip Zdarsky, and I am highly anticipating for this story to truly land on its feet once we hit that issue number 6. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.